Today is day 352 of web development. It is also Wednesday, July 6, 2022. And today I'm going to be doing what I did yesterday, but with another theme. So yesterday I just did like this homepage and I did, a header with a logo, a navigation bar, an H1, a link, and then also a modal if I click on contact. And it was just for seashore shops, like it's like a souvenir shop at the beach. Today I'm gonna do something kind of like Netflix type of streaming service type of vibe. And I'm just gonna start with my HTML here. So I'll let CodePen know I'm writing in HTML5 and then start with my HTML tags, and inside I'll do my head tags and my body tags. And inside the body, I'll do my first div and I'm going to label it with a class container so that I can target it using my CSS. So in CSS, I'll use dot because it's a class, right? So hashtags for IDs, dots for classes, and nothing for like elements such as like body. And I'll write the class name. And now I can use some properties such as border and assign it values like 5 pixels, black solid, and then height 100 VH for vertical height of the screen. So there's a height, I'll give it a border radius of 20 pixels. And then I'll also give it a background of black, maybe a margin of 20 pixels so there's space on the outside. And then what I'll do is I'll go to the body and target the body. So basically everything in the body is going to have a display of flex. And so now everything in the body, actually not a display flex. The body has a display flex, meaning everything in the body, which is in the container, is going to be a flex item. And so now that we have a display of flex, we can use flex properties such as justify content center, which will center the container towards the middle horizontally, and then align items centers it vertically. And then at this point, I want to give this a width of 100% of the body. So this is what happens at this moment, and maybe give it a margin of, change the margin to be something like 30. Actually, I'll leave this with 20, but then I'll go up here to the height and change this to maybe 90 of VH, so 90 vertical height of the screen. And it kind of looking like this. And then I'm also going to add a box shadow. So for this one, I think I have a box shadow that I used for this day that I really liked from a certain website. I think I linked it down here, over here. Maybe I can just copy the one that I used directly over here in the code pen. My code, I just find the box shadow, so it's over here. So let me just copy that and paste that in my code pen. And so save that, reload, and now box shadow should appear right there. All right, now I'm gonna start with the, let me think, the header. So I'll do div class header, and in the header, I'm going to have a logo. I'm gonna give this an ID, and it's gonna be an H1, and it's gonna say, I think my brand name is gonna be Dopu or something. That's what I got from like this random business name generator. And then I'm also going to have a div class nav bar inside my header. And this is just going to end up being like an unordered list. But for now, let me go here and kind of set everything up so that I'm able to see everything. So I'll give it a border of white. Well, first of all, 5 pixel border, white, solid. So I'll do that. So that's the header. Everything in it, I'm going to make it white so I could actually see it. And then I'm just going to give the logo also a certain border. And I'll maybe change it to pink. And then I'll go back here and create my nav bar, which is my unordered list. Unordered list is basically a list but with bullet points, and an ordered list, which is OL, is a list but with numbers. And every list comes with list items, and I want all my list items to be hypertext links. So href stands for hypertext reference, and so it's gonna go, when I click on this link, it's gonna go to wherever link I put here. So it could be like www.google.com or like http blah 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 google.com. and it'll bring me to google.com. But if I don't want to put anything, I can just put a hashtag as a placeholder. And then just gonna close my tag here, and then I'll actually write what I wanted to say in here in between the A tags. Okay, and I'm just gonna copy this a few more times, and I'll change this to contact, plans, maybe, home, plans, contact. Do I do pricing? Let me see what Netflix has. It has sign in, oh, straight to the point. Let's have it at the bottom. Interesting. Well, I'm just gonna do home, maybe pricing, and then contact. Um, and then let me think. Oh, so notice that the color of the text in the navigation bar didn't change to white despite us saying that everything in the header should be white, because the color of it actually is in an A tag belongs to the A tag. So I have to actually target the nav bar's A tag and change the color there directly. And then I could also change the um, underline and just kind of remove that. So that's also an A tag property, the text decoration. Now the bullet points is a list item property, and so I'll actually have to target the list item here and then say list style none, and that should remove the bullet points. Now notice it's in block formation, like it's all on top of another, and I want it to be all in the same line. So I'll just go here and change this to display inline, and this should move, like so. Also, if you take a look at the header, hold on, where's the navigation bar? I didn't even target it. Let me do here. Do here, is that even a sentence? All right, so notice that the pink box is the logo, and the blue box is the navigation bar, and the white box is a header. So the header, I want the logo to be all the way to the left, and I want the navigation bar to be all the way to the right. How do I do that? Well, I can go to the header and give it a display of grid to make a grid where I have two columns. So I'll do grid template columns, and I can say, okay, separate the header into two separately equal columns. That's what 1FR 1FR is. The equivalent to this is repeat 2 times 1FR, same thing. And then I can also give it a gap of maybe 1 EM, which is equivalent to 16 pixels, which kind of puts a gap between the two things, the two items. All right, at this point, I also noticed that the navigation bar is a little bit off. I want it to be, centered and all the way to the right. So the way I do this is I go to the nav bar, the unordered list, right? And, well, I can just simply go to the nav bar directly and give it a display of flex. And then I can use the flex properties justify content center, and that centers it horizontally. And then align items center. But really, I want this to be all the way to the right. So that should be all the way to the right. Okay, perfect. And then for the navbar UL, notice if I do this, interesting, it does wrap around. Interesting. Hmm. Well, one second. If I can go and give the navigation bar, the list items, the unordered list. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do nav bar, unordered list, display flex, gap 2EM, flex wrap. So that when I do this, it wraps around itself um, a little bit nicer. And also the gap kind of puts spacing in between the list items. Or in this case, the flex items, because now anything inside the UL is a flex item. And notice that the UL is actually this box over here. Okay. All right. So that's good. Now I'm gonna go over here and just change a few things. So maybe font size 30 pixels, maybe all uppercase, so text transform uppercase. And then let me see what it looks like over here. All right, that's a little too big. Maybe let's do 25. And then I could also give it, do I want to give it a background? Maybe I could just do like a Netflix type of thing, or maybe I could do like a blue. Let me go and see if I can have like a blue gradient here. I want like a nice rich blue. Maybe this. And then I could go to CSS gradient generator, plug, pop that color right in here. Oops. And then maybe, honestly, I don't really need. Maybe something like a nicer shade. Oh, that doesn't make sense. We'll see how this goes. Copy to clipboard, go back to my code pen and give this a background. I think I already pasted it there. All right, and I can give it a padding of 5 pixels, also a border radius of 10 pixels, and maybe change the color now to be black. And get rid of this over here and save that. I just don't like the white. It's kind of messing things up. Get rid of that. And maybe copy this again and replace it. I think that's better or not. It's actually really ugly. Maybe if I just remove, it's just so weird. It's okay. All right, so at this point, I'm also going to go back to the header and I'm going to give it a width of 80%. And I'm just gonna give it a position, absolute, or should I do relative? Maybe I should do relative. And from the top, 20 pixels. And then from the left, if I go to the header and go from the top 20 pixels, and then from the left, not 20 pixels, 20%. Maybe that's too much, so 15%. Nope, maybe. Where is it? Where did it go? Where's my stuff? Okay, let's do 12%. Much better. Okay, so maybe let's do 15. It's a little too downwards. Okay, and then I'm gonna go and target the logo. So for the logo, H1, I'm gonna go, I have this like font here. It's called Ubuntu, and I'm just going to select the bold 700, which should be right here. So I should add, select the style, right, and then go here, click on link, select this, paste that in my HTML in the head tags, because that's where like external links are placed, and then just copy now the CSS. So because we placed it in our head tags, now CodePen knows, or at least CSS knows, where to get these fonts from. So I'm just going to go and paste that in there, and you should see the font change real quick, like that. I'm also going to grab one for the actual text. So maybe select the style. I could just add it into here. It automatically adds it to the link that I had. So just go back and replace that with this link, and then I could also select this, right? And I think I don't want that one. Let me go and move to the A and just paste that in there. And so that changes there. Let's see, what else do I need to do? I mean, that's fine. I just hate the colors. How about I just do like, just pure, like a background, and I'll just put that color in there. I don't like it. I really don't like it, but you know what? What if I do FFF, which is just white? Maybe we'll do white. I don't even know. All right, so at this point, the header is done. It's relative to the container, so it's moving inside and it's not moving outwards, and it's pretty nice. All right, so at this point in time, I'm going to move on to the what do you call it? The H1 stuff. So after the header, there's going to be a div. I'm going to give it a class called content. And for this content, I'm just going to have an H1 that says, I don't even know. And I'm also going to have a link that's going to be the button. That's what I have so far. Oops. All right. So at this point, I'm going to go here. I'm going to select the content because it's a class and change it to have a color white. And then I'm going to give it a font size, maybe 50 pixels. Put that over here, give it position, oops, relative to the, not the nav bar, so I'm going to have to move this upwards, relative to the container. So I guess I could just do the same. And then from the top, maybe negative 60 pixels, we'll see how that goes. From the left, maybe 20%. It's literally not even working, so why? Because I didn't spell relative right. There we go. All right, so from the left, maybe not so much, maybe 10%. This point, maybe 12. Okay, that's good. Bring that down a little bit more. So maybe 50 pixels. Whoops, wrong thing. How about I just do that? I think that works. All right, so I'm gonna change what it says, maybe something like maybe something like unlimited, unlimited. Ooh, maybe it's like a nighttime show, like nighttime live. Ooh, unlimited live performances of your favorite Broadway shows. And then I should probably change the font size to be something smaller. And then I'm going to change the dot content H1, the width of that to be smaller, like 400 pixels. So that should work. Maybe change this to be 30 now. Maybe not. I could also do 500 pixels and that'll work out. Unlimited live performances of your favorite Broadway shows. Maybe I should, actually, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'll center it. Oops. Okay, so here's the box. I'm gonna give this a width of 100% of its previous thing, which is the 80, so maybe There we go. And then I'll just do text align. Where is it? Content, text align, center. I should put stuff in the center, but not too much in the center, so which is a problem. So you know what I can do instead of that? I can just give it a display of flex and then justify the content to the center horizontally, and then align items center does it vertically. There we go. And then I'll do flex direction. Oops. Column so that the flex items are on top of one another and not, next to each other how they were. And then I'll change the width of this. Hmm. And then maybe give it a height, give the content a certain height. 700 pixels or something like that. Nope. Nope. Maybe. And then I could still also use that text align center option, which does the following. And then maybe I could unlimited live performance of your favorite Broadway shows. Oh, the font, I forgot. Hold on. That A font that I used over here needs to go up here to the content H1. Beautiful. And then actually, yeah, it's fine. And then for the content A tag, which is the link, I should probably put that there too. And then give it a color of white and give it a, what was I gonna do? So I'm gonna give it a color of white, and what was I gonna do? Oh, remove the underline, so text decoration, none. So that should happen there. And then also give it, actually, I'm just gonna literally copy everything from here. I should have done classes. Literally me making the same mistake in a row, 3 days in a row. Put that in here. So it should be now the same thing. All right, so that's good. Let me see. Unlimited live performances of your favorite Broadway shows. Subscribe. So maybe I'll go back to my HTML and change this to subscribe or something. I don't even know. All right, so okay, I think that's good. And then let's work on the hover. So when I hover over the nav bar buttons, I just want the background to change to something like D3, 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 which is, I believe, a gray color. Yeah. So I'm going to copy this and do the same for the content A tag. So now that's something that we're working with. And then I also want it to move relative to its previous position, 2 pixels from the bottom, or -2 pixels. So position relative top -2 pixels. All right, nice. All right, so unlimited live performances of your favorite Broadway shows. Subscribe. I guess that's fine. I don't know if like the button size is good. What if I give it a padding of 2 and 1 and? Oh my god, that's horrifying. No, that's like literally horrifying. All right, what was the padding that I had before? 5 pixels. How about we do 8 have a little bit nicer stuff here. Okay, that's much nicer. All right. At this point, I'm going to work on the modal. So let me see if everything is responsive. It is because I set everything to be positioned relative to each other. Although the text is going outside of its div container, which sucks, but it's okay. I'll have to fix that. I hate this. Like, why does it always do this to me? All right. Let me think. For the container, so I want it to have a height of min content all the time. That's not okay. Or what I could do is give it a margin bottom to the content of 20 pixels. So that does that. So maybe instead of 20 pixels, we'll do 50 pixels, something drastic. So it goes all the way back down. I don't know. This is very not the way to do it, but whatever. Okay, so it's gonna be like that, right? That's one way to do it. And then let me work on the modal. So I'll go back to my HTML, and outside over here, I'll just do a div class modal container and give it an ID of modal. And then inside, I'll do an actual modal. Oops. And again, it's just going to be like a contact email thingy. So it's going to be like dopu at contact.com. What? All right. And then what am I doing again? Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to set this to modal. So when I click on the contact, it's going to target the modal. And so I'm going to go over here, right, and do modal container, give it a background of like kind of like an overlay background. So I'll do a linear gradient and I'll do an RGBA of 0.77, 0.77, 0.77, and then 0.7. Copy that. I'm going to paste that in there. And that should happen. I'm going to give it a position. Absolute. Or maybe no. I'm going to do relative. But then it's relative. Gonna have a width of 100% of its container, so it's actually gonna have to be where the container is. And it just has to have a z-index of 1, so it's above everything. And let me see, the modal itself has to have a background of white, padding maybe of 80 pixels. All right. Oh, it's all the way up here. Great. How shall I do this? So the modal container. Where is position relative to the container? Don't we love modals? All right, let me think. Let me just pause while I think. All right, so I think what I'm gonna have to do, maybe I also have to set the height. I'll try this out real quick. So 100%, or not. Okay. Position relative, what if I don't have else here. Can't even see it. You know what I need? I need this to have a display of flex. Justify content center. Align items center. I just don't understand why I don't see this stuff here. And this has to have a border radius of 20 pixels. I'm just trying to think why I don't see. Oh, I could just give it a border. Smart thinking, sorry. Could have thought of that sooner. Okay, that's it, but I don't see. Oh, it's because it's obviously, I'm so dumb. It's because it's black, so obviously the overlay's not gonna work that way. But, okay. It's relative to. Oh, oh my god, I'm so dumb. I put it on the content instead of the container. Oh no, exactly, that's what I meant, but like also not what I meant. Never mind. I'm so annoyed. Okay, let's think, let's think, let's think. This is a problem. It should be that everything inside the container should be moved upwards regardless. That's such a bad thing though. I don't know. Maybe if I go here, container, and give it a class called container content. And I just go to the container content and I just literally say position relative and then I move it from the top negative 100 pixels. Right. But then that moves this modal container, which absolutely sucks. So from the top, 20 pixels. Right. So if I do negative 100 or 300, then this has to be the equivalent 300. That's horrifying. Okay. So maybe 250. Okay. And then the modal. What am I doing again? The modal from the top, maybe also 250 pixels. Okay. But then I need to be the same height though as everything else, which it's not giving at the moment. I need it to be the same height, but it's not the same height. So what do I do? Give it the height of 100%. But it's not doing that. So what? Oh, it's because I don't have a height for the container. Interesting. Is it because of that? Nope, it's not because of that. Because even then, it's still not working. So maybe I just have to set a certain height because apparently that's not working. So for the modal, where is it? The modal container. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so for the height, I'll just do 90 VH. So that kind of works, but it also does not work. And then I'll move this like, I don't know, 500. This is so bad. Okay, something. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Like, what is going on right now? I think I could just get rid of this min content type of thing. Put it as height 90 VH. Oh my god, a painting just fell. How depressing. Alright, so that works out, but then I'm gonna have to fix the responsiveness later of this, which is not okay. And then I need to give this, where's the border radius for this? For the container, oh, it's over here. I need to give the same border radius to the modal container. Save that, reload, and then maybe from the left, maybe do -2 pixels, just a little bit more to the left, and from the top, maybe 45 and maybe 5. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now let me remove the border over here. Okay, perfect. And now let me get that X over here. So I'm going to go to icons 8 and get the X that I always get. I think it's the Xbox one. It's this one, and right click, copy image address, and then go back over here. Go to where the modal is, somewhere in here, and then just put that in there. So let me think. So it's a link, but it's an image. So it's an image when I click on the link. So it's going to be an href to nowhere for now, but then it's going to be an image with the source being that. Oops, paste that in there. And this is going to be called X, so I could target it. Oh, no. This is going nowhere, but the ID is going to be X. But for now, it's actually, yeah, you know what? Let me just go here. So for the modal, so I'll do my X over here, image to control the size. So I'll do size, I mean width 25 pixels, height 25 pixels, I think pretty much covers it. And then I'm gonna say the X itself can be a position relative to the modal. And so from the left, maybe 40%, 30% maybe. Nope, it's gonna be a lot. So 80%. And from the top, maybe -100 pixels. We'll see. Maybe -150 pixels, but that's here. Let's check on what it looks like over here. So from the left, literally like 100%, right? Maybe 120% at this point. And then save. Let's do 115. And then let's also bring that down a little bit. So, okay, maybe a little bit more. Maybe 12. Perfect. Okay. And now when I click on this X, when I target this X, I need the modal to have a visibility of hidden. But then when the modal is targeted, I need it to have a visibility of visible. And then I'll just go over here to the modal container and set the visibility to hidden so it hides. And then this is going to work because I gave the modal container an ID of modal now. So that's what all that means. Now when I click on contact, that should work. Perfect. And now I just have to worry about the responsiveness of this. Yeah, so I'm gonna move the content though a little bit more up. So maybe not that much. Where was I? So content. So not. Where's the stuff? Oh, container content, not content. So maybe just 600. I think that's a little bit better. Or maybe not, maybe 620. Nope, nope, I meant six. Okay, 580. That's what I meant. Okay. And then that should kind of affect the modal, so I'll have to work on that and then put the modal a little bit like this. 580. Perfect. Now it's working pretty nicely. Everything is pretty good. Beautiful. Okay, let me get rid of all the borders here. So get rid of let me start from the beginning. So the border of the container, the border of the header, the border of the nav bar somewhere here. Where is it? I can't even find it. Where's the stuff? The logo H1 doesn't even have anything. Oh, here it is. And then for the content itself, needs to get rid of that border. Okay, so let me save, reload, and this is what it looks like. It looks pretty ugly. Like, what just happened? Maybe if I get rid of... Oh, I forgot to change the font of this. Hold on real quick. Font. Let me just go here. What is this again? The modal A. So we'll do modal A and give it all those properties. Okay. Do I like it? Do I not like it? I think, is it fine? Is it not? I don't even know. This is horrible. But this is okay. Or maybe not. Maybe if I go to the logo, but where's the... It's not the logo, it's the content H1. Where is that though? Over here. Did I not send the font size to be something? Am I going crazy? Is this not the content H1? Oops. There we go, but that's actually horrifying. How about 45? I don't even know if I like it. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. All right, so now to work on the responsiveness. So at this point, if I do this, it kind of just weirds everything out. So the modal though works, which is really good. But what I'll do is I'll change the navbar to be to the left. So we'll do at media when the max width of the screen, or when the width of the screen reaches 800 pixels, then do the following. So I'm going to take the header. Whoops. Are you serious? Header. Are you kidding me? Header and then curly brackets. Like, how is that hard? All right, and then just change the display, not the display because it's still going to be grid. It's just I'm going to change it to one column so that there's no two columns. There we go. Let me save that, reload, and if I do this now, it's all the way to the left, right? But then at this time, I want the UL, I believe. Is it the UL? It's the nav bar UL, and I need the justify content property to be to the left now instead of the right. So if I do this, well, it should be working. Why it's not? Okay, let me see. Justify content UL, is that not what I had? Oops. One. Right. Oh, the nav bar, not the UL. So just this. Save that, reload over here, and then do this. Oh, it's still looking weird. Like, what is this? Interesting. Oh, because there's a grid gap. So let me set the gap to 0. Still, really? What could there be there? Let me set the header to have a border real quick so I could see it. Right, so why ain't it working? Oh, it's because it's aligned. There's padding between each of them. The padding, the gap. Where did I put the gap? In the nav bar UL. There we go. So the dot nav bar UL. Want the padding. Not the padding, it was a gap, right? Gap to be 0. But then I'm gonna have to adjust that. See, it's still not, you know what? I'm gonna give everything a border. That's how I solve all of my problems. Giving everything a border. Ow! Literally everything in my room is missing. Okay. So what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, give everything a border. Okay, so I'll give the nav bar a border. And then I'll also give the logo a border. All right, let me see what's going on here. So I think, let me get rid of this. Maybe I should also give this a border. Change this to green or something. Huh. Maybe it's because I have it aligned. No, justify content center. Left. Huh. I wonder. Let me think. First of all, get rid of this. So there's actual space in there. But I needed to move all the way to the left. To the left, to the left. Okay, I don't know what that spacing is there. There's spacing in between. It's the green, and the green is the nav bar UL. If I go back over here to wherever I have the nav bar UL, it says display flex, flex wrap, gap 2 EM, display flex. And I do have the nav bar itself. Justify align item center, justify content to the right. The list item. What do I have justify content to the center? The content itself, which is not what I want. Not this either. So what the heck am I doing? Like, I don't even know. Oh, I could easily fix this. I don't know why I'm wasting my time. Okay, I'm just gonna go over here real quick. You'll see. So for the green, not the green, the blue. Where's the green stuff? The green is which one? This one? Ooh, I could do. There we go. It's gonna be messy, but it's okay. There we go. Save, reload, move this, and now it's fixed. Okay, perfect. And then I have to fix this. So I also have to get the content. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Do I need this? Don't need this either. Don't need this either. I do, though, need to get the content H1 to have a different font size. Let's say a font size of 30. Nope, that's not a 30. 30 pixels. Okay. Nope, maybe a little bit more. Maybe let's do 40. Okay, good. And then what I'll do is, ooh, the modal's looking a little weird. Kind of move it upward a little bit. So I'm gonna go here to container content. And just from the top, move it like, how much did I have it? Container content. Where is it? Oh. And then just do a little bit more. So from the top, maybe 600, just like I had it. Maybe that's going to be too much, or maybe not. I need to be more though, because I don't think it even moved. Oh, it did. Okay, perfect. But then the modal is going to be messed up. And so I have to go here to the modal container and fix that. Oops. And then from the top, negative. That. What did I do? 650 pixels. Should work here. It's popping out somewhere else, isn't it? Oh, it's not even in the screen. That's great. Alright, let me think. Okay, there we go. I just need to move from the left a little bit. Maybe like 4 pixels. So it moves to the right a little bit. Well, actually, even in here, I think it's gonna be like a general thing. So let me copy that and find where my modal is. Where is my stuff? Um, oh, maybe this is why. There we go. Okay, and if I do this, that's perfect. Only thing is I need, wait, bro, where is the H1? To the left, to the Maybe I get rid of this. I'm literally so confused as to where it's all the way over there. That's great, isn't that? Oh my god, breathe. Okay, maybe I don't want it to be. Maybe when it hits 900 pixels, I want that to be happening. Oh no, I meant 600. No, 700. Okay, there. But then Dopu's not even. So annoying, bro. So now I have to move the modal content a little bit downer. Where is the modal content? Container content? Oh, whatever. 30. Okay. A little bit more. I think I'm gonna have to leave it to 600. Okay, that works. But then, maybe 590. right? So it's a little space, and then just move this a little bit more up so the content. Wait, did I give the content anything? Hmm, I didn't. What shall I do? Content header. What if I give this position? And then over here, I could just do from the top -20 pixels. It'll move from the top. There we go. All right. I mean, it's not the best aesthetically looking thing. It's like really bad, but it's okay. Like totally. Um, the contact. Oh my God, not again. I have to fix the modal. So whatever this is, this has to be. So it has to be 590 pixels. Okay. Nope. Still not working, so that's great. Doesn't even hover over it. You know what I need to do? I need to make the nav bar have a z index 2. That way I can click on it and it hovers. Oh, nope, that's actually a yeah. The modal container though now has to have a z index of 3 because I need that to be on the top. There we go. Okay, now I fixed my problem. Very much more simpler than yesterday, but yeah. So Doku, home, pricing, contact, and limited live performances of your favorite Broadway shows. I wish there was like a nicer, cleaner way to do this, but whatever. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm gonna go now. Bye.